Yo, what's going on, fellas? Today, I know I was going through some charts, and if you guys were on the live stream today, I noticed what a wonderful chart that Crow Bitcoin has. We're gonna look at that today and why I think Crow is gonna absolutely moon in 2025. All right. So obviously, news came out today. Well, not news, but the CEO took a picture with Trump. All right, you guys saw that on Twitter. But it's not even about that, right? Today, that kind of sparked me looking at the Crow Bitcoin pair chart and what I think is going to come for Crow or Crypto.com. All right. So if you don't know what Crypto.com is, it's an exchange token. For the Cronos chain is the exchange token for the Crypto.com exchange, right? So a lot of upside there, and obviously it comes with off the news of maybe Gary Gensler stepping down and U.S. cryptos becoming more and more prevalent, right? So obviously the fundamentals are there. It's an exchange that actually makes money. It's an altcoin that actually makes revenue, right? So the fundamentals are there for Crow, right? So besides fundamentals, let's take a look at the charts and kind of jump in from there. So obviously, the USD pair, we've already got a big move up, right? So we're about 3x from this November 11th low, right? So big move up, but to me, it's really not about the USD pair, okay? Obviously, I think this has some massive upside, and we'll look at some potential, levels. Obviously, the all-time high, but today I wanted to look at why I'm bullish on Crow, right? So obviously, well, what do we want to see for altcoins, right? We want to see altcoins that outperform Bitcoin. If your altcoin doesn't outperform Bitcoin, it's pointless to hold, right? So I pulled this up on stream today, and if you guys don't know what this formation is, this is your classic Wyckoff accumulation formation, all right? Now, what makes this one crazy, and there's a lot of ones everywhere that we can look at that have these, but Crypto.com, I think, or Cronos chain has the best in my opinion. So this is your classic Wyckoff accumulation. Now, what do we look at for Wyckoff accumulation? We look at for two major lows, right? So we have the 2019 low, and then we also have this 2021 low, right? That both get rejected from a similar high at the range highs, right? So we form this massive range. Now, what's crazy about this range is this is a 5-year range, right? And we're not even broken out yet, right? This could be a 6-year range by the time we even, get back up to the range highs if we do. Right, but what makes this a Wyckoff accumulation is the fact that we had this, pretty aggressive selling pressure for about 6 weeks below the support, and then this big spring phase out of there where we sprung up, close to 160% move. It doesn't look like it right there, but that was a 160% move back above that support level. And then last week we came back down, big wick back into those range lows, and we held it as support. Right, so now, if this is Wyckoff accumulation, okay, and this is on the weekly chart. So this doesn't mean that it's going to moon tomorrow, and that's why I put 2025, right? This probably might take some time. But if you have the patience, I think, to sit around and to hold this bad boy, I think the gains are going to be freaking crazy. And the reason why I say that is, if you look at where we are now, and this is a classic Wyckoff accumulation, you're expecting at least back to the range highs, which would be about almost a 900% move from current levels against Bitcoin. Now, just say that Bitcoin doesn't even move up anymore. Say it stays at 106K. Basically, if Crow was to do a 900% move against Bitcoin, that's about a 10x against Bitcoin. You'd be looking at a Crow price of close to $2. At close to this 20-cent current level, you'd be looking at close to a $2 Crow. And then if it did break out of these range highs, which I'm not really going for, but if it did, you'd be looking at more substantial levels. But even back to, like I said, this range high is a 900% move against Bitcoin. And if you guys haven't been around in previous crypto cycles, the post-halving year, and especially Q1 of the post-halving year, is very typical for altcoins to do very, very well. So obviously, fundamentally, Crow is a great fundamental token. It's basically backed off a exchange that actually makes money. And when you combine the fundamentals with the Bitcoin pair chart, I think you have a recipe for one of the best gainers in this market. I know it's already up, right? But I don't even think you really scratched the surface on where this thing could go if the Bitcoin pair chart can get back to the 2021 and 2020 highs, which I think it eventually will. As they typically do in these crypto cycles, right? We have Bitcoin lead, altcoins take off, usually in the post-halving year. So, right. So we can go back and look, CRO obviously at 19 cents. We just said if it went back to the Bitcoin pair high, it would be about a $2 CRO, and that's only if it gets back to the Bitcoin pair high, right? So right now you can see price is kind of just settling down, and this is more of a long-term outlook, but I think it's important to look at, these Bitcoin pair charts and just to see, where the upside could come from just based on previous cycles where we've already seen CRO in the past, right, do these, 1,000 moves from the range lows back to the range highs, right? We've already seen these moves, 1,000% moves from the range lows to the range highs on the Bitcoin pair chart, right? Or if you go back and look at the USD pairs, at least in 2021, that was that same move from about 5 cents up to the all-time highs. We've already came from 5 cents, but if you just look at the comparison and how much bigger Bitcoin is now, right? If Bitcoin even goes up a little bit higher, maybe 150K, I mean, we're talking about, pretty insane numbers for CRO, in my opinion, if the Bitcoin pair chart does play out as a Wyckoff accumulation schematic, all right? Where, say if Bitcoin did go to 150K, right? Just hypothetically, we don't know if it will. I don't know if it will. No one, Santa doesn't even know if it will. But if it does, that would add about, that would also apply that CRO would go to a higher level based on the Bitcoin pair, right? Say Bitcoin went to 150K, done about, about a 33% move up. We'll call it, say it's 100K, it's about a 50% move higher, okay? That would also put the price target we just put for CRO 50% higher, which we just said if it went to the 0.017 level, would put a $2 CRO, add 50% to that, then you're talking about a $3 CRO. Okay, so I think the upside here, and there's many different altcoins we'll take a look at before next year starts, and I think some of these charts are just absolutely fantastic, right? There's many of these out there. Tomorrow we're going to talk about Chainlink, which I think also the Chainlink Bitcoin pair also looks very Wyckoff-y and ready for some explosion into 2025 if you have the patience for it. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But I think some of these upside targets on some of these altcoins are looking pretty fresh for 2025, just like they were in 2021. Bitcoin leads, altcoins go up later. Let's get it. All right, so that's basically my CRO video for today, and kind of my outlook for CRO is if we see the 0.00017 level, which is the 2021 high and the 2020 high, and Bitcoin stays the same, that would do a $2 CRO. If Bitcoin goes to even 150K, that would be a $3 CRO. Okay, assuming CRO Bitcoin gets back to the previous highs, which I do believe these altcoins will. All right, so that's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed this little CRO video, as I think that it's just an absolute gem of a chart. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and make sure you check out the live streams at 7 p.m. Almost every single day. About 45 days a week. All right, so catch you guys later. Peace out. Tomorrow we'll do a Chainlink video, and I'll explain kind of the same similar thoughts on Chainlink and some targets for Chainlink if we see similar things. All right, peace out. Later.